In my hands, I have the brand new Taylormade Stealth 2022 2 UDI and 3 DHY. First of all, thanks to Clubhouse Golf for getting these out to us before release so we can test it, show you guys at home what all these are about. They're beauties. In fact, that's a lie. It's a beauty, and I'll touch on what I mean by that in a second. But like I said, we've got the 2 iron and we've got the 3 iron in the D hybrid, so driving hybrid. These are the predecessors of Taylormade's P790 utility driving iron. If you follow the channel, you'll know that Button currently uses the P790. We're not really that well known for reviews on this channel, but maybe we should be. Get down in the comments, let us know what you think of this review. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. It helps the algorithm. More of you people can see these videos, and we can show you more of these clubs pre-release. So, like I said, touching on the P790, Button has it in his bag at the moment. It was never really a 2 iron that I liked. It was too much of a set 2 iron, and what I mean by that is when I think of a UDI, a utility driving iron, I'm thinking of something that's maybe a little bit bigger. It's going to promote a bit of a stronger flight. It's a little bit more forgiving since we're probably using these mainly off of the tee, whereas the P790 for me, I suppose it was just too much like a set 2 iron. They brought the P790 out in an iron set, and you could have slopped that into the set without seeing that much of a difference. And for me, if I'm trying to get a strong ball flight, a confidence-inspiring, safe club, which these are supposed to be, off the tee, I don't really want to be looking down at something which reminds me of a 2 iron of the irons I'm currently playing, if that makes sense. So what we're going to do in this video, I've got the TrackMan with me today. We're going to go through the looks of these clubs, we're going to go through the performance of these clubs, we're going to get some numbers on these clubs, the forgiveness of these clubs, and then finally, I'm going to give you my opinion on these clubs. This 3 hybrid, I'm going to touch on in a second. But if we go into looks first, starting with the UDI, for me, Taylormade have made a big improvement on this compared to their P790. Looks-wise and confidence-inspiring-wise. What I mentioned earlier with regards to the P790 looking too much like a set 2 iron, I think they've improved on this. So, showing from the close-up pictures, you can see that it's still a relatively slim 2 iron, I would say. It's not overly bulky. It's got a nice top line. It's got a little bit of offset behind the ball, which I like when I'm trying to hit a long iron. I think it's a really nice shape. It's got quite a big face, again, which is confidence inspiring. All in all, it looks like a pretty decent 2 iron down at the ball and behind the ball. But then we move into this. Now, DHY, that stands for driving hybrid, okay? Now for me, this has confused me because, and try and stay with me on this, for me, the audience or target audience of this club must be someone who currently uses a hybrid, but maybe is interested in moving into a utility iron, but still wants it to be the same shape as a hybrid, but wants it to be an iron, if that makes sense. So what I mean by that is, as you can see from the back of this club and from the side profile, it is a chunky monkey. There is a lot of mass, there is a lot going on behind this. And the shape of it is a hybrid. It is an iron, but a hybrid. And why that confuses me is because I'm someone who currently uses a hybrid. And for me, a hybrid is a club that's going to help you get out of some tricky situations, maybe in the rough, thick rough, where you can't get a long iron on it. You maybe don't want to be swinging a wood into it, so you pull your hybrid. Would I personally want to be pulling an iron that looks like a hybrid when I'm in that position? I don't know if I would. Let me know in the comments if you would. But for me, this club has thrown me off a little bit. Now, I haven't got any numbers on either of these clubs yet, so it may surprise me. I don't know. But initial reactions, to be honest, the UDI, I love. I think it looks great. The DHY is probably going to take a little bit of persuading. Right, so moving on to the tech, starting with the Taylormade UDI Stealth. Taylormade have said, Taylormade Stealth UDI is designed with a tour-inspired shape, which I would agree, and traditional look in the playing position, again, which I would agree. The centre of gravity, CG, has been positioned for a penetrating ball flight while creating the spin required to shape shots. Now, I would agree with all of that, to be honest. I would say it is a good tour-inspired profile. It is a shape that you feel like if you are someone who tries to shape shots, you probably can with this club. Moving on to the DHY, the one that I'm not completely sold on at the minute. The Stealth DHY uses a lower profile head, wider sole design and cambered sole for improved playability. It's a hybrid, the shape like an iron. The CG is strategically positioned lower in the head to create a lower ball flight that is both controllable and easier to launch. Both of the clubs share a forged hollow body construction. They've both got the speed foam air in them, and they've both got the through slot speed pocket at the top. So as you can see, both of them, the 3 DHY has the speed air slot on the top, the UDI has that speed air slot on the back, but both of them are sharing the through slot on the top. So both clubs, whether you go for the DHY or the UDI, you're getting that technology on both clubs. Touching on the forged hollow body construction, designed with speed foam AIR, through slot pocket and ultra thin forged 440 410/40 face with inverted cone technology. Lucky I said that the first time because I cannot be bothered to say all that again. To create a flexible face with a large sweet spot for maximum distance, playability and forgiveness with incredible feel. So you're getting that again in both irons. The Speedfoam Air is a newly engineered Speedfoam AIR which is 69% lighter than its predecessor. The weight saved has been redistributed in the head design to further optimise mass properties for better launch conditions. The new Speedfoam AIR delivers a sweet sound and solid feel while allowing the fast, flexible, fast design. Tongue twisters. A lot of technology pretty much are going into these two clubs. So without further ado, let's get the TrackMan on. Let's start hitting some balls. We'll start off with the UDI, look at some of the numbers on there. Then I'm going to move on to the DHY, look at some of the numbers on there. I'm expecting to see the DHY go higher. And one other thing to preface is these aren't really the shafts for me. They are a stiff 75 gram hybrid shaft. I'm someone who plays extra stiff, so the spin numbers might be a little bit off, but just bear with us, okay? Right, so starting off with the UDI, the 2-iron first. First swing with it, first swing of the day actually, which is not a bad thing because this would be quite representative of standing on the first tee. So got the TrackMan lined up to the white post out in front. Let's look at the numbers. Alright, so strike was great. That actually felt really good in compared to the P790. What are the numbers saying? So carry distance 239 yards with a total at 254. Exactly what I would expect to see, to be honest, with a 2-iron. That is pretty much bang on my numbers. Anywhere around 250, 260 off the tee would be pretty good. Like I said, let's try and mitigate if we can the spin numbers because they may be a little bit on the high side. 3,827 revs per minute. It's a flexible shaft, it's not ideal for me. Then we've got a peak height of 104 feet, so a little bit on the high side for a 2-iron, but again, could be to do with the shaft, probably is to do with the shaft. Let's hit a couple more, we'll pop the numbers up on the screen, and I'll give you a bit of a honest opinion on what I'm feeling and seeing when hitting this. That's a better flight. Oh, I like that. I like that. Numbers on that one. So 239 carry, 258 total, spin dropped down a little bit, 3,639, and the peak height come down to 74 feet. So 75 feet, 70 to 85 feet window with a 2-iron is mi bueno. That was a nice one. That felt really solid off of the face as well. You can definitely feel that it's a hollow body construction. You can feel that there's a lot of power off of that face. It's not a dull feeling. When you hit it, you can almost feel that the face is thin compared to the P790, and it is coming off pretty speedy. So let's hit a couple more. Behind the ball as well, it is a really, really nice shape. Sitting behind the ball, it sits lovely. Just the right amount of offset, just to give you a little bit more face on show. See, now that was a little bit heely, but again, I want to see the numbers on that one. So not the best swing, but still 236 on the fly, 253, spinning at 3,700. So the spin is very consistent on these, anywhere between 3.4 to 3.8, and a peak height of 82 feet. So that is, for me, bang on. One more with the UDI, then we'll go into the DHY. Solid club. Solid, solid club. Again, slightly heely, that is my shot pattern, but the numbers, 234, 250 fly, 3,825 spin, peak height of 89 feet. So when I tell you I've hit them here a couple of times, one of them the second shot, buttoned out the middle, and the first one an average shot, and the spin numbers have stayed pretty much the same, the launch angle was pretty much the same, and the big thing is the distance has stayed pretty much exactly the same. Impressive. Let's move on to the one that I'm a little bit skeptical about, the DHY, see how that performs. This was a 2-iron, that is a free hybrid, so the distance is going to be a little bit lower, spin might be a little bit higher. Let's see what it does. So, DHY time, driving hybrid. Does it need to come out low? Do you want it to come out high? I don't know, it's really confusing me, this club. Interested to hit it. Again, so I'm teeing these up like I would off the tee. I'll hit a couple off the floor at the end. So for me, straight away behind the ball, that is a hybrid. That isn't an iron, that is a driving hybrid. It is what it says on the tin, I suppose, but I would just prefer to have a hybrid in my hand here, but let's not be too quick to judge. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Wow. 243 on the carry, 266 yards total, 2,899 spin with a peak height, of 83 feet. Wow. I was not expecting that at all. That felt so solid off of the face. Again, don't judge a book by its cover, I suppose. I've got a couple more balls to hit with it, but behind the ball, it looks like a hybrid. That was a pretty centered strike, I would say. Let's hit a few more. Right, it could have been beginner's luck. Ball speed up to 150 miles an hour there. Wow. Low off the face, 232 on the fly, 253 total distance, smash factor of 1.4, so pretty good. Club head speed of 107, which is maybe a little bit down on what I would swing a 3-iron. Ball speed out at 150 miles an hour. Mate, this thing is a rocket. Two more. That was a little bit of a low strike, so let's try and find the centre a bit more. Jesus. This thing's an animal. This thing is an animal. 250 on the fly, 265 total, spinning at 3,700. So that's stopping. If that hits a green, that has got a very good chance of stopping. That's the same spin as a 4-5 iron. Peak height 107, so a little bit on the high side. If you scroll down, I probably did leave the face open a little bit. So the face was 3 degrees open, causing it to go out to the right. Path was good, swing direction was good, so I put a good swing on it. And the ball speed went up to 157 miles an hour. 157 miles an hour on a 3-iron. One more. Right, in fact, what I'll do, let's hit this one off the deck. It's a hybrid, so it's a driving hybrid, but it's a hybrid, so I suppose it's supposed to be hit off the deck as well. So let's see what this does to the numbers. See, this doesn't, off the deck, this isn't inspiring me with confidence. It's a very, very chunky head over that. Everyone's personal opinions, but for me, that ain't it. But if it goes like it did off the tee, I don't care if it's it or not it, to be honest. Oh my Lord. .240 fly, 260 total, 154 mile an hour ball speed, 108 mile an hour club head speed. Path and swing direction was good, 1.7 to 0.4, so I put a good swing on it. 3,700 spin and a peak height of 70 feet. I'm just gonna chuck it out there now. I apologise, Taylormade, for digging this and ribbing this at the start of this video. This thing is unbelievable. So, new Taylormade Stealth UDI and DHY. My final thoughts. The UDI is a tour-inspired shape. It looks the bee's knees behind the ball. At address, it looks lovely. It feels really good off of the face. It's everything you'd expect in a UDI, and I would definitely say it's an upgrade on the P790 model. This is the predecessor to the P790, sorry. This is definitely a step up. So for someone who liked the P790, go try this out. The UDI, you will not be disappointed. But the real winner of today, I'm sorry, DHY. I was slating this thing down to the ground when I first started this, giving it some real stick. Is it a hybrid? Is it an iron? I don't care what it is. This thing is an absolute rocket off of the face. It is so forgiving. This is a special club. Special club. So there you are. You can come in for this, George.
Oh, thanks, mate.
Come in. So there you are. Like we said, the Golf Supply, we're not really known for reviews. Maybe we should be known for reviews. Let us know. Get down in the comments. Let us know if you're going to be testing the UDI. You definitely should be testing the DHY, and let us know what you thought of the review. Some TrackMan numbers, some good overlays, show you these up close and personal. They will be on sale early July, so head over to Clubhouse Golf, the links are below. You can get these in your bag this summer. But as always, hit the like button, ring that bell, you'll be notified every time the Golf Supply uploads a new video or review. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and as always, we'll see you in the next one. This thing is class, beast.